everyone, it's Nancy here, and I wanted to just do a quick share to show you everything that I worked on at the retreat weekend that I went away to. It was organised by my friend Janina, and we all had an absolutely fab time. And I was going to get like really organised and sort out stuff to take, but kind of life got in the way towards the end before I went, and it wasn't necessarily as organised as I wanted to be, but I did get a fair bit done. So my main aim is I wanted to get some of my uni photos scrapped, and I done a few Project Life pages, and I also done a mini album. I do apologise, I'm going to have to keep drinking throughout this because my throat is still really bad. So this is from a Berlin trip that I took in 2006 with my degree course. And so these are just some pictures. This one is actually not the Brandenburg Gates, it's of the Reichstag building, but kind of went in. So I haven't journaled here because in going away I completely forgot to take my journal from 2006, so I can refer to that. Excuse me. This is a We Are Memory Keepers page protector, and it's got this it would be what, 3 by 12 slot, and then these 4 posts, and then you turn over and I need to put a title or something here. I haven't kind of worked out what I'm going to do. And then these are Project Life cards from the Sunshine edition. I did take that collection away with me because I wanted to use it. This has been punched out, this one here. I wanted to use it up for embellishments. So again, there's a picture of the Reichstag building in the distance and some more close-ups about the Reichstag building. And this is kind of have like a two-tone level because I went to the Reichstag building in Berlin and went up the Norman Foster double helix, which is on top of the dome on top. And I went into that when I was, I think it was in 2000, no, it was in 1998, I think. Maybe 1897. And then I went in 2006. So it was kind of like, again, nearly like 10 years in between. So I wanted to kind of reflect about my memories then and here, and like seeing the outside and being inside. So that is that. Excuse me. And then this is a title about the Fernstrom, which is the telephone TV tower. And so this is a photo of it in the distance. I'm not sure if that's going to pick up with the glare there. And then this is a view from the top. There was a restaurant at the top, which we went into, and I'm going to journal about that. Because we went up it and then one of the lifts broke and we never got a dessert because we had to evacuate because they couldn't have that many people upstairs of this tower without the lift working. So it was a bit annoying, so I'm going to write about that. This is then the memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe, and it's a very poignant memorial within Berlin. I wanted to make the layout quite minimal in embellishments because I don't know, it didn't feel like the kind of topic you'd want to over embellish. So I've just used these October afternoon sort of matte print, and these are October afternoon little circle letters, and I've just used this paper, which I think was from Pink Paisley. No, it might not. It might have been a colour wash one. That might have been Pink Paisley colour wash. I can't remember. And it had these stars already cut out, so I've just backed it onto a piece of blue paper. I've then mounted the photo here, and then just this little flare up here that says C. As I said, I didn't want to go OTT with my embellishments because it didn't really feel appropriate. And then to go opposite that is some more close-up photos of the memorial itself, which is a series of concrete blocks. And as I said, it's very poignant. And when we were there, it was bitterly cold, and there's ice on the ground. And again, this is a We Are Memory Keepers one. And I really like this photo configuration. And then it's got this strip here, and I'm actually going to journal on it this way. So these two pages will go together in the album. This is then just a couple of photos of people who I went away with. I do need to recut this bit because it doesn't quite match. And this is just my friend Jess and some pictures from drinks. So I'm just going to kind of journal about the people who went and things like that there. This is then a funny layout about, remember that one time I got hypothermia. And I actually got hypothermia when we were in Berlin. It was -28, I wasn't dressed appropriately, and kind of collapsed in Starbucks. So that is what I'm going to write about here. And this is just the main river, which has got huge sheets of ice on. It was so cold. And I really didn't dress appropriately. And that's kind of like, kind of ruined this holiday, because there was like another 2 days that I just kind of completely missed because I was tucked up in bed. So yeah, I really like this. And this was again cut out of the Sunshine collection, Sunshine edition of Project Life cards, and I really like that. And then I write these funky font here. This is the Hamburger Bahnhof, which is a modern art museum. And again, I've just made a little embellishment here. And then this is just a silhouette of a kind of like the building. It's an art gallery that is in an old railway station building. So that's it. And again, I've had this paper in my collection for yonks. I think it's Lily Bee Designs. So again, I didn't do overly complicated layouts because, you know, this is kind of like Project Lifestyle-y, but I wanted to make sure there was some kind of like key features in here. This is then just a, this is actually me reflected in a Damien Hirst work. There's my friend Jess and me. It's quite crazy. And I'm big now, but I was a lot heavier here. I think I was probably about 5 stone heavier than what I am now. And I wasn't necessarily the happiest person at this point. But it's really bizarre just seeing me there, you know, because it's me and it's very bizarre. But that's not what I'm going to write about. I'm going to write about the artwork, which is a Damien Hirst. And then there's like a Warhol and some other bits. And I'm just going to write about these artworks. And then again, there's some side Twomblies and stuff here, and I'm going to just write about those. So I got that done. And again, I didn't work on many layouts actually. Because I don't know, I kind of wasn't in the mojo for layouts. This is then an album which is the same, not the same album, but it's the same type of album that I used for my Czech Republic trip that I took when I was at art college. And then this is another trip that was about an exhibition and things we put on in Czech Republic. This is about an exhibition that I put on in Arras in France, and I wanted to use the same format. It's a 6x12 album. You cannot buy these albums anywhere. Believe me, I have looked. I really want some more 6x12 albums. The only ones you can find are the thicker ones, and they are a lot smaller. This looks more like an 8.5x11 album, but it holds 6x12. And I like it because it's a D-ring album, so you can fit a lot in here. You can see this is nowhere near full. But I wanted to make sure I had sort of 2 albums. As I had 2 albums the same, I thought I'd use them both for kind of my uni years. This whole album probably took me about, I don't know, about 8 or 9 hours. That was in between chatting and doing different stuff. First off, I went through and I put all the photos in the page protectors. Then I went through and I cut the 12x12s down. And I knew I wanted to use some craft for my background. Then I went through and punched all of my Project Life cards out. Then I made embellishments up. And then I sat and put that all together. So if you've seen my album process for my Czech album, it's very similar. I kind of went with a circle. I've only got 2 circle punches, so that's kind of why I was done circles. I went with circles, banner pieces, a camera and a word sticker. I wanted it to be very, very similar to the other album. I want you to see that these two correspond in some way. They're not the same, but they correspond. The other one was a black, yellow and white theme, where this is the bright colours of the Sunshine collection, the Sunshine edition, and the craft. So this is Arras 2005, and as I said, I was lucky enough to be paid for by our local council here to go and put an exhibition on in Arras, which is the town which it is twinned with. And it's very journaling heavy, I will warn you. So this is just a photo of the Grand Séminaire de Arras, which I kind of like to use the French words and stuff, which is why I just butchered it saying it. And this is where we stayed, which is a seminary, so of course it's where priests and stuff are training, and there were some monks and stuff around. Really random place to go and stay, but they kind of had like a youth hostel kind of bit attached. But we had this amazing arch window in our room, so that's just the kind of the first photo I put there. And then this is about, it's called Pick Me, and this is all the journaling about the process of being picked and being chosen to go to Arras to put this exhibition on. This is then a little bit about the town, and there's lots of journaling here, and I really like this paper because this craft has already got lines on it, so it works really well. And as you can see, I'm just splitting my embellishments up across here, so it's very simple, but I think it looks quite effective. Again, Centre Norit, which is the Centre of Culture for Arras, is where we put on our exhibition. So again, just using these little circle embellishments I made, and then using some little bits of washi tape. And I did mount some of these photos and use photo corners. I went with two other people, and this is us planning the space and the exhibition. And it's just my writing about that and some of the troubles we had. Then these are different pictures that we put on. This one was, it was a little bit, I don't know, my degree course kind of didn't go in for this traditional kind of painting, and this was a picture of Charles and Camilla, and we were like kind of, I know it's going to sound really snobbish, but we were a bit embarrassed to take it because it kind of wasn't really reflecting our art course. But the French people loved it and it was hilarious because we all hated it. But anyway, so then there's just some more close-ups of some paintings and some of the different work that we had on display. This is then me just talking about putting the show on and how we set it up. These are then some of my pieces that I exhibited. And doing something on that. I have got a few bits of journaling I still need to finish in here because I couldn't remember a couple of people's names and stuff, so I wanted to check up on things. So this is just the night of the private view and the people looking around the exhibition. So put the titles in here, I just need to finish some of the journaling. Then this is the Les Bouvas, which is the series of caves that are under the town in Arras. And they've been there like since the 10th century. They've been dug out and they were then used in the war and things like that. And you can do a tour under the city. So these are some photos that I took under the city, and they've got like weird plants and stuff they try and grow, and they store wine. So I just wanted to include that because we did have a day of sightseeing. And then I'm just going to write about how claustrophobic it was and how I really didn't like it. Then again, there's just going to be a little bit more about the room and who we stayed with and things like that. And then this is me reflecting back on it 9 years ago. I have already written this piece up, I just need to copy it down into here. So that was the album I put together. I'm kind of glad all these photos are together. I know I need to go back and just finish a little bit of journaling. But that's kind of like another whole kind of trip away done, and it's all in an album, so I'm really happy that that's done. Then I made some cards. I will just share these cards. these, I'm doing a couple of swaps for some Halloween cards, and also for my creative team blog post over at Hey Little Magpie. I wanted to make some cards. So one evening, as I was kind of sitting there when we were away Friday till Monday. Well, a couple of my friends had brought stamps and stuff with them, so I took opportunity to use their stamps. So these are just some pretty simple cards. These are Stamp Boutique images, and I've just double stamped this and then coloured in some of the spooky little faces. This is again using that stamp which I now own. It's a Tim Holtz stamp, and these papers are, even this grey is from the Second City collection from Kelly Perky. So there's this purple background, and then I've just added some little sequins on the corners. This again is a Stamp Boutique stamp. Both of these are, and I've just coloured him in with my Spectrum Noirs. And these are some Digi images. So again, I've used that Happy Halloween stamp from Tim Holtz, and then I've coloured these images in, and then put those on the Kelly Perky papers. And I'm really happy with how these turned out, and I really enjoyed doing them. So I sat and coloured the images in, as well as making the cards up. This one says Trick or Treat, just carrying a little zombie head. And again, this is a Stamp Boutique stamp. I can't remember this one is. If anyone does want to know the name of these digis, then do just let me know. This one says Happy Halloween. And my friend Karen had this zip stamp, so I stamped that up, and then I masked off these areas to stamp all these little faces behind, and then I've coloured in my little Frankenstein and stuck him on. And then this is a little Octopo digital image, and again this is a little Happy Halloween, this little bat boy. So I've just coloured him in and added him. So I ended up making 4 large cards and 3 of the smaller cards. So if you are doing that swap with me, you may see the card that then eventually arrives with you. So, but I really enjoyed that actually. I find them really relaxing to do. So I'll be popping those in the post next week. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to have another drink. Oh, dear me. Next up is, if you saw in my haul video, I had brought quite a few supplies to do some journaling. My friend Emma picked up these books for like 20p, brand new books, and brought it along and asked if I wanted one to alter, and I was like, yes, I want you to do some journaling. I think this will be a really cool project. So one night I sat and made this journal up. So I used the normal book, and this is some of the tissue tape, masking tape stuff that Sharon sent me, which is amazing. Of course, I had to stamp this, well, actually emboss this image, if you can kind of see the shine on there. This was kind of like the theme of the weekend, this image. I fell in love with it, and now I own it. So it was a book. I took some of the pages out, glued some pages together, and basically prepped this journal. So I did stamp some of these before I kind of really thought what I was doing, but I've stuck these pages together, and then I've put washi tape on the edges here to keep them from sort of spraying. I've just been doing some random sort of sketches in here, so yeah, this will get covered up eventually. But yeah, I like my really cheap gesso because you can still see the words through, and I think this is called, like, it's all kind of about a very kind of inspirational kind of book, and it's kind of like be yourself but better, and so I kind of wanted to use some of those. So I basically just went through, prepped all the pages, cut them down, again, been doing some kind of like funny little drawings and stuff in here. Just trying out pens, and they kind of go a little bit crazy. That will just get painted over. But I've been watching Julie Faith and Balzer, who has some really cool like techniques, and you see her kind of working through her journal, and it really inspired me to do this, and I'm really lucky that Emma gave me this book. So I am going to have a play in doing this, and I'm going to try and record some of the stuff that I'm doing, but I don't know if anyone's going to be interested in that, but I'm going to just have a little bit of a play. So that was a book. Of course I had to reinforce the spine. It's already a little bit warped and that, but it's nothing that, you know, kind of a bit of squashing down and sitting on can help. So that was from my weekend away. I did do 3 layouts at Crop today. I went to the Brantford Crop, and I had a really great time. I actually met Julie, who watches my YouTube videos and who I met through YouTube. She came along to the Crop today, and I think she had a really good time, so it's really good to meet her and have a chat. Excuse me. And this is the first layout that I made. Sorry about that, guys, I had to stop the video because I was having a coughing fit. So this is the first video layout that I made, and I chose to use a really big photo mat. I suppose this is about 8 by 8 because it was printed on A4 piece of paper on my home printer, and I actually done this photo collage in the new Project Life app. I have actually printed out a couple of the Project Life app pages that I've made on there, and I printed those out on A3 paper so that I can cut them down to 12 by 12. But this, you're going to be seeing some more of these photos on layouts. If anyone follows me on Instagram or Facebook, they will know that I became a fairy for the day. Not for the day, for like 10 minutes. Me and my bestie were kind of like having a Sunday out, and we kind of drove through a forest, and we were like, yeah, wouldn't it be cool to run through a forest and take pictures? And we were like, yeah, that's cool. So on the way home we did. And then she photoshopped some wings on me as a fairy. And of course, we then had some coffee and different bits. This is where I used some of my flowers that I brought recently. And I have just spritzed some of those. Whoops, I can't get them in the camera. Spritzed them with the gold mist. And then I've used the selection for here. These are some El Studio. These are Chamel. This is a big Chamel piece. Chamel. There's not lots of Chamel. This is a Jelly Bean. This is kind of an old Alpha Hit American Crafts. These little ones are Lily Bee. It's called A Typical Bestie Fun Day. So it's just a photo collage of all of our funny photos. And I really like how these flowers turned out, because I know that I'm going to be using some more flowers in this part, because I'm going to kind of do a flower fairy layout, and I want to use lots of flowers on there. So these are quite dimensional flowers. Have kind of squished them down a bit. Still trying to squish them down a bit. But my hair was kind of, I just dyed my hair back bright red. I had my extensions in as well. And like the forest was really like, the light was really good and it was really green. This is Jesus here. That's a whole other story. We'll go into that another point. But this is then a really old background piece of paper from the Lemon Lush collection from Studio Calico. Yeah, I really like this layout and I had real fun doing it. I was gossiping quite a lot through doing this layout. I then did this layout, and this is using the ombre wood plank from the open book from Maggie Holmes. And again, I went for a large scale photo. I printed like 3 photos out before I went to the crop, and they're the ones I scrapped. This is a beautiful sunset photo that I took after the funeral of my boyfriend's nan, and it was just a perfect evening. We kind of went for a meal and we sat talking, but also reflecting, and this beautiful sunset, and the sun went down and the birds flocked over. It was beautiful. You couldn't have asked for a more beautiful end to quite a sad day. So I took this photo and it was just taken on my phone, but I really love how it came out. This unbelievably beautiful, which is gold, and this is also a gold foil card, came from the Chamel Project Life. Again, this is another piece from the Chamel sticker pack and die cut pack. These are some very old My Mind's Eye wooden pieces and chipboard pieces. These are some old Studio Calico sort of star rub-ons, again the gold, and this is again a gold Project Life card. This is actually the border strip from the paper, and then I've just mounted that on this. Came in a Scraptastic kit. It's like a dazzle basil. It's kind of like, it's got kind of a pearlescent sheen to it. I didn't want to go, and I also include the Studio Calico acetate piece. I didn't want to go too over the top with this layout. I did leave this bit here so I can then tuck a journaling card in here, because I want to reflect on that day. It was a sad day, but it was also a beautiful day. So just in leaving that up here, I can tuck that journaling in. So I really love how that one came out. And then the final layout, which again is from that day, my bestie, and this is just called Coffee Stop. And we're such posers. Not only did we have to take a picture of us with our drink each, we then had to take a stylish shot of our drink. Unlike the autumn sort of drinks are in the coffee shops at the moment, so very excited to try that. This is an old piece of cut and paste from Amy Tan, and I just used my espresso colour wash and a thick paintbrush to paint a border around this page, because I didn't have a dark brown that I could mount this on, so I thought that would be another kind of way to create that effect. I then used some of the Heidi Swap, I think it's Daydreamer Project Life cards. I shared the, they're the ones that I shared with Tina, and this is again one of those cards. It says J'adore, and I stamped coffee, and this is the coffee stamp that Joanna sent me, and this again is one of the coffee cups that I made from that stamp set. And again, I've got these pieces. These green pieces are Chamel. These are some little freckled fawn puffy stickers. This is from a Prima set, and I'm going to journal a bit here, but sadly enough I'm also going to, I've tucked a little plastic, it's not plastic, it's a little paper bag in here, and this is going to be really sad, but I'm going to write what the autumn coffees are. And yeah, so I've just made a little card, and I've just made a little tag for that. And yeah, it's sad. I'm really into hidden journaling at the moment. You'll notice I've been doing it more out. So tucked in like that, you can just see there is a little green tab there, and you might think, oh, what is that? And pull it out, but you'd have to take it out of an album to do that. Just to echo, because I did use a couple of tiny attachers on there, staples. I just put some staples here and here. So we'll just write about how vain we are, and then in here I'll have my little review of the autumn coffees, which is kind of sad, but it's me. So that is my little layout share. I really like doing these layouts. I have said in a previous video, I'm up to my 4th album for this year. I think I'm on about 290 layouts this year, and there's about 270 of them from, I think it's about 270 that I've done from things I've done this year. I can't carry on like that. I can't have 4 albums a year for like the next however many years I carry on doing this. So I am going to go to Project Life. I like this idea of filling lots of photos on one. And this was literally just done in the Project Life app, saved to my camera roll, and then printed on my home printer. And the quality is really good. The quality of printing it on a photocopier at A3 is also really good. And I'm quite excited that that might make Project Life a bit easier for me next year, because I can use the app to do it on. And if I don't have time, or I want to quickly maybe do some digital layouts of the main week, and then do some, you know, normal 12 by 12 layouts. I'm not going to stop doing my 12 by 12 layouts, of course, because what would I do? I could not do them. So yeah, really excited to use more, you know, these apps a bit more. This one was just printed out, and I made that collage. And again, this is just an Instagram photo printed out at really high quality. So I hope you've enjoyed just seeing what I did while I was away, and also you know, the ones that kind of projects I've got coming up with this. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you for all your lovely comments, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.